already completed global variables, global keyword, and a global function. Now I will go for what? Comprehensive technique I want to go for. Comprehension techniques I want to go for it. So like that, we'll go for anonymous functions and further we will go for it. So let me move to the further comprehension techniques. So very important. What are these comprehension techniques? So what is the purpose of it? We are going to get it. Most important topic. Everything is important. Nothing is unimportant in Python. Okay. So here, first we are going to discuss about syntax. What is the purpose of it? Within few minutes you will be getting. First I want to go for syntax 1. There I am writing variable name is equal to square brackets with a list bracket. There I am writing expression 1. One for loop I am writing for variable name. Already you know variable name in iterable object. Iterable object. Already you have seen the syntax. Iterable object if test condition. If test condition only if only, not if else, only simple if statement. Expression 1, one for loop, one test condition. Close this bracket. Syntax number 2. This is called what do you know? Syntax number 1 is called list comprehension, we can call. List comprehension. Syntax number 2, we are talking about, be careful, I'm writing here. It is called set comprehension, we can call. Third one, we are going to talk about it. I am writing here, same curly brace, expression 1 and expression 2. For loop, if condition bracket is changed. This is going to be like this. And next, you may expect it, fourth one, the couple brace, this you may expect it. This is comes under list comprehension. This is called list comprehension. And this is called set comprehension. This is called, you know, dict comprehension. How this works, we are going to give you. This is not a tuple comprehension. This is not a tuple comprehension. Don't think that. It is not a tuple comprehension. Tuple comprehension not there. Students, tuple comprehension not there. But what is this, sir? We are talking about another concept called generator. We will explain very shortly in the further classes. So let us try to understand about the how this will work and what is the advantage of this concept. So first see this bracket. This is going, the way which I am writing like this is called what? List comprehension. Coming to, in our programming, already we know concept of go to the place here, 9 a.m. Go to loops once, read values. So read values 1, read values 2. Read values 1, read values 2. Stand back set. So read values 1, read values 2. If you observe this read values 1, read values 2, here we are having how many lines? Reading the values from keyboard will take how many lines? 3 to 12. 3 to 12 means almost how many statements? 9. 9 statements are written. This is called a lengthy in writing the code. This entire thing I am just writing in how many lines? Just 2 lines I am writing it. Definitely, this is going to be the more performance oriented than what? 9 lines. So these 2 lines of code will be written by using what technique? Comprehension technique. So the purpose of comprehension technique is called what? It allows us to write precise code. Precise means what? Small, length in, small in length. It is allows us to write precise code or concise code It will reduce the length of the coding, provided that is possible to write with the comprehensive technique. So I am going to say the purpose of comprehensive technique. What is the purpose of comprehensive technique? The purpose of comprehension techniques is it allows us to write comprehensive code, or going to be writing concise code, or allows us to write precise code. We are going to write it. Are you able to follow? Right. How many data types are there? Latecomer. How many data types? Hmm? Tell me what are the 14 ones? Into, float, bool, complex, stringer, strand. So now I will come to this part. We are going to come to this part. So I'm going to write it. The purpose of comprehensive technique is allows us to write concise code, or what? Precise code. Precise code. That means code reduction will be taken place. It provides some high performance to the regular Python program. When you write the regular Python program with what mechanism? Comprehensive technique. How it will work out? How this execution part? Now I'm telling the execution part of the comprehensive technique. Shall we start off? So first it will come to where? PVM. Whenever you write the statement like that, first PVM will come to which statement? For loop. For loop contains iterable object. Iterable object contains how many values here? For example, 10 values. For loop repeats how many times? 10 times. Okay. Now take the first time it is coming. First time. For loop is going to take the first element from the iterable object. After the first iterable object taken, it will go to immediately to where? Condition part it will go. Test condition, only simple if statement. If this condition is true, if this condition is true, do you know what is happening? If the condition is true, this PVM will go to the expression 1. Expression 1. It will go to expression 1. It will evaluate whose result kept into where? Left side variable called 4. Left side variable. This is in the case of what? First iteration. Second, after the thing is over, it will go to where again? It will go to where again? First step again. What is the first step? Take the element from where again? Iterable object. Go to where again? Test condition. Test condition is again called what? True. Go to where? Third. Expression 1. Evaluate, keep the result in where? Variable name. Fourth. Go to where again? For loop. For loop. For loop it is going to where again? Right. Test condition. Now it is called what? False. False. Once it is false, once it is false, it will go to where here? It will go to the for loop only. It will not go to where? Expression. Are you getting my point? So this is going to be comes under one more. Once it is false, it will go to the test condition only. For loop only it will go. Once it is true, it will go to where? Expression 1 and then evaluate and kept into left side variable. Is it understandable? So first, everybody need to understand. What the ternary operator syntax in Python? Ternary operator syntax in Python. You're almost going to backside of the wall and taking the support of wall and standing. Come friend, bring your cap. Is your cap is yours? Tell me ternary operator syntax. Don't know? Stand. So next, I'll go for what? No, come on, start the flow. First it will come to where? For loop. From for loop it will go to where? Test condition. Test condition is what? True. Go to where? Evaluate the expression and keep the result in where? Right. As long as variables are retrieving, it is true going to where? Expression. Once a test condition is called what? False. It will go to where only? For loop only it will go. This is going to be repeated until all elements of iterable object completed. This is happening for all sorts of test conditions only. All sorts of syntaxes will be like this only. Is this syntax is clear? Syntax is clear. Right. Now I will move to the further. Sit down. Don't come late to the class. So now I'll move to the further. Open the notes, all of you. Online students, is my explanation is clear? Is the syntax is clear? Quick, write down. Write a Python program. Write a Python program which will which will which will which will extract which will extract which will extract positive values positive values from list of numerical values from list of numerical values from list of numerical values positive values from list of numerical values by using list comprehension technique by using list comprehensive technique or comprehension technique list comprehension technique list comprehension technique. Okay, go to the PyCharm here. PyCharm you start with. There I'm going to take it. Carefully try to follow because functions are very important, students. Go to this place. Here it is 9 a.m. functions. Here I'm going to take up. Go to the place. Now I'm taking here. There I'm going to write it. I'm writing here list comprehension example1.py example1.py. Be careful. So program for obtaining list of what values? Positive values from list of values. List of numerical values. Numerical values. Okay. Look at this carefully, students. LST is equal to, I'm taking some fixed amount of data here, students. Some fixed amount of data I'm taking. So that fixed amount of data will be something like this. So I'm taking 10 minus 20, 30 minus 40, minus 40 into 67 minus 12 and minus 45 and some 0 and 56 and minus 45 and then here 2 and then minus 5. These are my list of values. I want to get what? Come on, positive values I want to get it. Generally, how do you do? I need not to go for list comprehension. Normal also I will use it. What I will do, PS list is equal to, like this I can take for a value in where? LST. I will write it if value less than greater than what? 0. I will write it what? PS list is equal to dot append of what? Value. Value. So that I can write at the end of it print of what? PS list I can write it. So how many statements I wrote it? Line number 4, line number 5, line number 6, line number 7, line number 8. How many lines? 5 lines I wrote it. So I don't want to write 5 lines. I want to write in 1 line. So try to run it. So you are getting the output. You are getting the output. What happens here? So go to this place. So here I'm going to take up. So it is not getting executed. So close this project. Close this project. So I did already. I think I took it. So here I will take it. This is it. Try to remove. Go to the place. Here I'm going to write it. List comprehension. List comprehension dot what? Py. Try to write it. This is my data. Try to run here once. Am I getting the positive values or not? These are all called positive values. We got it. These are all called positive values. If you change it, if you change it to what? Left side, you'll be getting as what? Negative values also you got it. Negative values also got it. Understood? Now, how many lines? First line, second line, third line, fourth line, fifth line. So I don't want to write this many lines of code. So what to do then? I will write exactly our syntax. I will bring it. When I bring the syntax, bring it. No, just a simple write it here. What is my logic here? Simply for value, for value. Same for loop, for value in where LST. LST is called which object? A trouble object. What is the first value coming? 10. 10. Go to which condition? Test condition. After for loop, it will go to which condition, ma? Test condition. Here I am writing value greater than 0. Value greater than 0. If it is true, you go for what? Expression. Simply I will write what there? Value 1. Value 1. I am writing value 1 there. That that value, put it into which side? Left side variable. What I am writing? PS list. That's all. That's all. Now I'm writing for value in where equal to I need to write equal to and the printer. What is this now? List of positive values. List of positive values is equal to comma what? PS list. PS list. Try to run this data. So got the positive values or not? Got the positive values. Negative values I want to get it. Come on, next here only. Come on. Ng list is equal to come on value for value in LST if value less than what 0. I will write it here a print of list of negative values. List of negative values is equal to list of negative values is equal to comma what and a list. Simple, very easy. So got a list of positive values, list of negative values. How many lines of code? Single line of code is written. Single line of code is written. Single line of code is written. Are you following me? Instead of writing 5 lines of code, simply I am writing only 1 line of code itself. This is comes under the concept of what? List comprehension. Clear or not clear? Right. Now, students, next I want to go for one more kind of concept. What I want to go for it, I want to take it. Set also I want to take it. Set also. Same thing I will go for. Set comprehension I will take it. Look at this now. I will go to this. If you don't want to bother about it, order of the elements, go for set comprehension here. Set comprehension mechanism you take it. Copy everything. Set comprehension I am taking. What is the set comprehension here I am writing? Same thing by using let it be set list only. While I am doing that, I will change the bracket. I'll change the bracket. So here I am going to write it same. Only bracket I am changing. Here also I am writing bracket. So take care about this entire thing. Here I am writing it. Done. And a PS list, same thing. Set of list of values. Order is not maintaining, but output will come or not. So try to run this now. So we are going to get what? Set of positive values and set of what? Negative values. But one of the drawback is suppose there is one more value called what? -5. 2 times -5 will not be coming under which list? NJ list. It is only one time that -5 will come. Only one time -5 will come. 2 times -5 will not be coming. Suppose if I go for this case, if I write once again what? -5. -5. 2 times -5 is coming or not? So this is depends on your requirement. If you want unique, if you want any unique plus duplicates, you want to go for list comprehension. If you want to go for what? Only unique duplicates, unique positive, unique negative elements you want, go for which concept? Set. So this object, left side one is called what? Set object only. Are you following me? So if you want, you can write also type of type of PS list. Here I will write it. One more I will write it. Type of what NG list I will write it. So try to run this now. Set will be displayed here. Are you following set or not? So this is called which comprehension? Set comprehension. Similarly, I can write in this place. Here also, if you are looking into this place also, if you are looking into this area also, which one this one is? NG list. So here, try to eliminate and see this data. You are getting list and list is coming. Simple. Is it clear? Now, next I want to do it. I will go to this is completed. Now you are going for dict comprehension. I want to go for dict comprehension. Let us move to the further dict comprehension. I want to go for it. See how simple it is. Dict comprehension. There I am writing dict comprehension. Actually, it is a dead easy topic. Example1.py. Example1.py. Where my requirement is here I am writing program for program for program for finding square for every value of list of values. List of values. What is my list of values here? Say some 3, some 3, some 13, some 12, some 9, some 17, some 4, something like 3. These are my list of values. Are you following me? For these numbers, I want to go for what? Squares. Squares in the sense 3 I want, colon 9 I want. What is this 3? Given number. And what is 9? Square. 13 I want, 13. 13 I want, 169 I want, 169. 13 square. Telsa? Right. Next 12, 144. Next 9, 81. It is looking like a keys and values or not? Better. I will go like this. Without comprehension, how do you go for it? How do you go for it? D is equal to like this. Come on. For value in where? LST. Come on, start. D of value is equal to value star star 2. Value star star 2. Then finally I will print what here? Print of D. Print of D. Execute and 3, 9, 13 like this. It is printed or not? How many lines I wrote it? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 lines. I don't want to go do that. I want to write it in single line. Are you following me? So how do you do that? That I'm going to talk. Variable name is equal to D is equal to curly brace open. What is our syntax now? Expression 1 colon expression 2 for loop, and next is what? Test condition. If test condition, correct or not? If test condition. Dear students, writing if test condition is optional. I may write it, I may not write it. Here writing test condition is optional. If I like it, I will write it. Otherwise, I may not be able to write it. Are you following me? Today I am not writing what? Test condition. Today I am not writing test condition. What I am writing? Simple for loop and then what? Expression 1 and expression 2. Writing test condition is optional. Optional I am writing it. So follow me this one. How do you write it? Come on, take the value from list. For value in where? LST. What is the value of LST? 3. Coming to where? If for loop is there, it will come to where? Expression 1. The expression part it will come. So what I will do there? What I will do there? Simply value colon value star star 2. As it is this value and val star star 2 will be kept in where? Left side variable D. So D is known as what? Dictionary. Print D comma type of D. Super. Important. So see that carefully. Is it getting the same answer with a D or not? Which type it is? Dict type. Rather than writing that 4 to 5 lines of code, why don't you do this? This is known as which comprehension? Dict comprehension. If you want to print, you can print it. For K comma V in where D dot items. D dot items, print of what? K comma V. You can print the data here. It is going to print 3, 9, 13, 169, 4, 12, 144. Are you following me? This is the way you can print it. This is the way you can print it. So what is this concept is called? D, comma what? Type of D. It is getting printed what? Come on. Dicta comprehension. Did you understand? Set comprehension, dicta comprehension, dicta comprehension. This is called what? Come on. Dicta comprehension. Next line, I'm trying to go for one more type of comprehension. Same program, I'm going to look into that. Now I'm going to write it. That you don't think that it is going to be a comprehension called a tuple. I'm going to write it. Generator comprehension I'm writing. Generator comprehension example dot p1, which I'm going to convert it into tuple comprehension students. Try to carry students the same example. Here I'm writing it. See carefully here. So here I'm going to write it. On the top of it, I'm taking. So here I'm going to write it. Same example. List only you take it, but I'm changing this bracket. I'm changing this bracket. Take care. Now I'm changing. Generally, every person will say that it is called what? Tuple. Because square bracket says what? List. Curly braces without only one expression set. Curly braces with expression 1 and expression 2. Come on. Dicta. So here I'm going to write it. Start here for value in LST. Same 10. 10 greater than 0 true. Value is kept into left side variable. Left side variable. So here pause PS I'm writing simply. PS. What is the type of PS contains? All positive elements. Look at PS comma type of PS print session first. Type of PS. Earlier when I was printed this list, it was printed a list or not? When I was printed these things, printed what here? Set. When I was printed in this case, it is printed what? Dict. When I'm printing now, it is supposed to print tuple. Tuple comprehension not there. Why it is not there? I'll give you the reason for it. Try to run it, which is the generator is going to print. Generator is going to print. Are you following me? Generator. Because some of the people in the internet also they will write tuple comprehension is a blunder. Because they will think that list is available, set is available, dict is available. They will think that tuple is also available. Practically, when you come, it is going to be an error. Understand, students? Right. So how we can go for it? Here I am writing here PS is an object of class. What is this now? Generator. Generator. I will explain what is a generator right now. Don't worry. Even if I print that PS even if I print that PS, value will not print, only memory address is printed. One thing you remember, anytime this is getting printed, you just typecast it to which type? Iterable object type. Anytime the content is printed in the form of what? Memory address format, print it in the form of what? Generator converted into this way. So I'm going to write it. Convert. Convert generator object into list. For example, what I will do? PSC positive elements is equal to list of what? PS. List of PS. Print of what? PSC comma type of PSC. Type of PSC. Try to run this. You are getting list of elements, which is which type? Because I converted into which type? Now you converted into which type? Tuple. You see now it is going to be what here? Tuple. No tuple comprehension available. Understand, students? If you are interested, you can convert into which type also? Set type. You can convert it. No doubt about it. It is going to be what type? Set type. So now I am going to convert into which type? Tuple. If at all you are interested in getting that, you are going to say tuple here. Now try to print that. It is going to be called what? Tuple. So originally when you write this bracket, there is no concept of tuple. We are converting the other object into tuple. Sir, why tuple is not there? See students, earlier when I took it, when the for loop is getting executed, when the for loop is getting executed in the comprehensive technique, first for loop is going to, after the value is over, it is going to this place. Once it is true, it is going to this place. And that value is added to the PS list left side. Again, second value going, second value true, going to this value. Again, it is going to be going on appending. So values are going on appending to the left side variable. So list is going to be a mutable or not? It is going on adding the data, going on adding the data. So that list comprehension is there. Go to set comprehension also, schema. What is happening in set comprehension? First coming to the for loop to this value. If it is true, go to this place and then put it here. Again, it is going to this place and then put it here and going on placing the data like this. Because set also will contain what? Add function is there, add function. We go on adding the data. So set is also called one type of what? Mutable. It is also immutable. But adding is going to be mutable point. That's why it is possible. That's why it is possible. Dict, you already know dict is going to be going on inserting the data. It is also called a mutable. That's why values and squares are going on adding. But a tuple is not going to be possible to add the elements. That's why tuple comprehension is not there. Very, very important point. Understood this point? Fine. Online students, is it clear? Is it clear? Students in online, respond everybody. Need to respond. You have to respond in the session. Okay, done. Now this is completed. This concept is done. Now I'm entering into the another area. Clear or not clear? Clear. Now next further I want to go for it. What is the next one? I want to go for, like that we are going on doing multiple examples today only. Generator is available. Once you write this bracket, which is not a generator, which is going to be, which is a generator, full comprehension is not there. Even in the index also I mentioned it. Tuple comprehension, what I mentioned it, not there. Comprehensive technique purpose is what? To reduce the lengthy code into smaller code. That is called concising or precise the code. And examples you have seen. Now I want to go for reading the data from the keyboard. Reading the data from the keyboard. How do you read the data from the keyboard? Now I'm going to enter. Please follow me carefully. So now I'm going to say read values. Example1.py. Read values example1.py. Of course. So comprehensive technique. List comprehension. Comprehension. Read values. Example I'm going to take it, which is one of the ultimate logic. I'm going to write it. Carefully try to follow. So I'm going to write it. Program for reading the values. Reading the values from where? Keyboard. Program for reading the values from keyboard by using comprehension technique. Comprehension technique. So how do you do that? Tell me now. I'm going to take it. How do you read the values from the keyboard actually? Go to the Python environment, students. Go to once the Python environment. Once you go to the Python environment. So here I'm going to take it. Python 3.12. You try to run this now. So here you try to run it. I'm going to take it, run as an administrator, trying to observe students, trying to run this. What I'm going to do, S is equal to, carefully observe it. Before going to write the coding, I'm just go for testing purpose. Testing methodology I'm going to show. So there I'm writing 12 space 13, 45, 67, 89, 23, 12, or 12 means 78, some 19, like that I am having. So these are all called what? List of values separated by space. Now I want to get the values separately. 12 I want, 13 I want, 45 I want, 67 I want. I want to get the values separately. What you will do? What I will do? Madhubhavulu. Split I will apply. Split. ఏం రాదా మనకు అసలు? ఎందుకని మీరు అసలు వేస్ట్? Split function. I already explained split function. So if you write normally for a value in S, it is going to print, it is going to print, I'm going to say val here. It is going to print 1, 2, space 1, 3, like that it is going on printing. Because of that, what is happening? There is no question of getting the values at all. I cannot get any values at this stage. So now I am going to take up, now I am going to take up, get the values here. Then how do you do that? I'm going to split S dot S is LST is equal to LST is equal to S dot what? Split off. S dot split off. Split off means what? Space separated values which are coming into where? LST. LST. Print that LST here. Print of LST comma type of LST. These are all the things explained for you people already. So these are the values which I got it or not. That values I want to get it. How do I get that values? For values in LST. For values in LST. There I am writing print of what here? Value. What is the type of that value? Huh? What is the type of that value? Int or str or float or bool or what type it is? Str, because that is there in the single quotes. That are all called what? Str only. Str only. Press the enter key. All these values are called what? Str. If I want to print it in numeric type, but to convert this value into which type? Int type. Typecasting concept I will apply. Typecasting concept I will apply. So let us move to the further. Are you understanding now? Go to the place. Here I am writing, saying here, I am writing int vals is equal to input of enter list of values separated by space. Very beautiful example. Print of what? Vals. Type of what? Vals. I'm writing a normal code. Later I will reduce the code into 2 lines. Done. Execute. Now I'm entering. Enter list of values. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. These are the values. All of them read by which function? Input function kept into where? Vals. What is the type of vals? str type. Input function always read the data and put it into left side variable always in the form of str type. That you know already in my class. So press enter key. Press enter key. I am getting list of values of which type? str type. So those values I want to get it. Those values I want to get it. I want to get those values. How to get those values? Earlier I was written. Madhubabul, come on. Vals. For V in vals, what is printed? V. If I print that, what is happening? It is printed wrongly. So 10, 12, 23, 45, 67 like that. It is printing 1012. It is not a proper format. What I need? I need to split. I need to split. Come on. Vals dot split off. Vals dot split off. Now I am going to write it. Left side, I am going to write what? LST. What is that now? LST. See, LST comma type of LST. Try to run this now. I get the values 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. So am I getting the list of values in the list or not? Those values I want to get it. How do I get those values now? For value in LST. So I'm writing what there? Value comma type of value. What is the each value of the list? str. str. 10, 20, 30, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. I got which type? str, str, str. But I want the values in which type? Numeric type. What I will do there? Value 1 is equal to int of what? Val. I typecasted explicitly and I am printing val 1 and then val 1. What is the type? Enter. Execute this example. Again, I am writing 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. So I got it what type? Int type. So this is called what? Getting the data, reading the data from the keyboard. Are you able to follow? So how many lines I wrote it? Still 19 lines, 9 lines I wrote it. From third line to this many. Now I want to reduce this lines of code. If you are talented, now let us start. What is this LST mathematically called? This list I am removing. What is this LST mathematically called? Vals dot split. In place of LST, what I am writing? Vals dot split. Vals dot split. In place of LST, I am writing vals dot split. Did you understand? So I am writing vals dot split. Online students, I am writing here vals dot split, and I need not to write this type of answer. So in place of vals dot split, what happens? In place of vals dot split, what happens? It will print the split the data, put it in the form of what? List. From this list, for loop will take the first value, second value, third value, fourth value. Like that, value by value, it will take. Put it into which side variable? Left side variable. Okay, done. Next, I am going to enter into where? Vals dot split. What is the vals here? So this vals I will remove. What is this vals now? Muddu Bobulu. What is this vals is equivalent to this value. Vals is equal to what? This value. So I'm going to take up this entire thing. I'm going to take it in this place. Beautiful. I will remove this line. I'll remove this line. So extraordinary. మనకంత సీన్ లేదనుకో కామ్ కూర్చోవాలి. If you have such a scene, you understand. What is this now? For, in, input of. This the first message is shown. Whatever the values are there that are red, substituted there. Immediately what will happen? Splitting. Once it split, it will prepare what? List. From that list, for loop takes the value one by one. Understand? That value converted into which type? Value. Now execute once. Say these values. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. 60, 70. Separated by what? Space. Got my answer. First, this is going to be given. The values which I am entering is read by the input function. Immediately, what is applied there? Split function. A list of values prepared. From that first value taken, converted into the integer type and printed. Still, it is going to be more lines of code. Now I am writing this line. I am reducing it beautifully. Try to follow. What I am writing? Same thing. Write it. Comprehension I am applying. Go for it. What is this now? Expression or not? What is the expression here? Int of val. Int of val. No need to write this line. And close this bracket. At the left side, I will write what? LST. That's all. How many lines? Okate line. Come on here. How it is working? Start with. What are the messages coming? This one is coming. That values will be read and substituted over there. Immediately what will happen? Split and preparing list of values now. Taking first value from that list. Go to which side? Expression. Converted into which type? Put it into which side variable? Left side variable. Getting the value converted into. Getting the value converted into. I will print the value here. Print of what type? LST comma type of what? LST. Total numerical values only available. So try to run this logic now. Beautiful. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600 here. Got my values? How many lines? One line. Simply one line only printed. Simply one line only printed. So still you are very talented student. If you are just want to read the data, you can take like this. If you want to be a talented student, say take something like 15, 25, 35, 45, 55, 65, 75. The values are printed. మనకు టాలెంట్ ఉంటే ఈయన లేదు సార్ మనకంత లేదు అసలు మనం 1947. If you feel like that, go to already read values concept is there that we need to use it. So instead of writing everything into single line, better to take like this because that list values are going to be useful for us. Clear or not clear? Clear. So online students, this is more clear, I think so. Now I want to go for what? Further discussion. So this is called which one? Come on. List comprehension. If you want to go for what? Which comprehension? Set comprehension also will go for it. Set comprehension, reading the values also you can take it. That set comprehension, how do you go for it? Only I will change what? Bracket. If I change the bracket, list of values will come. But that list will contain what? Duplicates only, duplicates will not come. Only unique values will be coming. Understood? Fine. Now I want to go for reading the values and want to do. Write down. Write a Python program. Write a Python program. Write a Python program which will accept, which will accept, which will accept, which will accept list of, list of, list of negative numbers, list of negative numbers, list of negative numbers. Even the user enters, even the user enters, even the user enters combination of, even the user enters combination of positives and negatives, positives and negatives, positives and negatives. So I'm entering what values? Positive values I'm entering, negative values I'm entering, but all of them what I want to get it? Negative values only I want to get it. Okay. So come on here. So I'm going to take up logic next. What is that now? List comprehension, list comprehension, example 2.py. Reading values only now. So I'm going to write it. So here I'm writing the code. Program for obtaining list of which values? Negative values from list of combination of positive and negative values. Okay, start. I'm going to take it what? First to get the list of values. Which values I want? Negative list I want. Directly. Directly I will write it. First I will write what? Expression I will write it. Expression. ఇక్కడ నేను రాస్తాను. Expression, for loop, and next is called what here? If test condition. If test condition. Enough. So I'm going to read the values first or not. How do you read the values? I forget. For value in input of enter list of values, list of values separated by space, separated by space, dot what? Split off, dot split off. That will give you list of values. After that, what will happen? It will go to which value? First value will be read. First value is of which type? Come on, str type. Go to where now? Test condition. Test condition it will go. What should I write in test condition? Split off. For value in this place. Input off. Okay. Next, what I will write next? If, come on, val less than 0. If we write it, it is an error. Why error? Because it is called which type the value is str. You'll get which error? Type error. Type error because it is an invalid comparison, wrong comparison. So I definitely will write which type of this value. You can sorry, it is called a what type? Int type you can write, or you can write which type? Float type also you can write. Float if you want to. Because int positives, float positives. Int negatives, float negatives. Anything I can take it. Okay. If this condition is satisfied, it will come to expression one. What will come in the expression one? Value only will come. Value is which type? One. str type. But I have to convert into which type? Float val. Float val. That float value will be put it into left side variable. See how much story is there in that. Are you following me? So print of what? List of which values? Negative values. Okay. Print of what now? Ng list. Negative list. I am writing separate line over there. That's all. Beautiful. Enter the list of values separated by space. 100 minus 200, 300 minus 400 minus 500, 10 minus 120, 234, 456 minus 100, like that. 10 again. What I got it? Only negative numbers. Rest of the values are unfiltered, neglected simply. Whatever they enter, I will not accept everything. I'm just going to get it in the form of which type, what numbers I am interested in. Right once again, I am entering minus 1.2, 3.4, 3.4. Now I am saying minus 4.5, minus 6.7, minus 7.8, 0.0, 0.0, minus 2.6. This is my data and press this enter key. These are the values which are available. Minus 1.2, minus 4.5, minus 6.7. Are you able to follow me? Right. Suppose if I enter a completely what? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So we are going to get list of negative values is nothing. Nothing is there. So here I am going to write it minus 10, minus 20, minus 30, minus 40, minus 40. So we are going to get the data like this. Able to understand? So like that condition based we can take it. How do you write the same thing for list of positive values if you want? You have to write separately once again. In the same place you cannot get what? Negative values will not be getting. Only one thing, one comprehension for one operation. Two operations cannot be performed at the same time. Are you following? So understood now? Right. So write down one more example. Write a Python program. Write a Python program. Write a Python program which will calculate, which will calculate, which will calculate square root for every number. 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 Provided that number must be positive. 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 Did you understand that? So for the given number, I need to pass what? Square root I need to find. So I want the number plus square root I want to find out. Are you getting me? Right. Which comprehension I will use? Dicta comprehension I will use. Dicta comprehension I will use it. So go to the place. Here I am going to apply. Dicta comprehension I am going to take it. So there I am writing dicta comprehension, comprehension, comprehension. Example2.py. Example2.py. There I am writing program for finding square root for positive numbers. Square root for positive numbers. positive numbers from list of numerical values. Numerical values. Okay. Start. What is this now? Hmm. SQRT vals is equal to, I will write this dict comprehension. First, I will write it what? For value, for value in input of, simply you can write dot what? Split off. If I write it, no message is coming. Earlier I wrote input of message or not inside, but today I will write before changing. Enter list of values, list of values separated by comma, separated by comma, separated by comma. Split of what I will do, comma, comma separated values I am getting. Message is coming. Based on the message, they will enter the value which is read by what? Input of. Immediately separating the value by what? Comma. Preparing the list of values here substituted. From that, this value will come. What is the type of that value? Madhubabalu, what is the type? str. str. If float of what? Value greater than what? 0. Float of value greater than 0. Float of value greater than 0. Then it will go to where? This side. What I am doing? Float of value, float of value, right? Here I am writing what? Float of value star star 0.5. 0.5. Beautiful. This is the subject. Expression 1 and expression 2. From this value will be taken. It will go to this place. If it is positive, straightforward come. If it is a negative, select the next element from the comprehension. Come on, what is this now? SQRT. So simply I will write it what you know. Already you know. SQRT values, type of what? SQRT vals. SQRT vals. Execute that. Say some values you enter. 10, 20, minus 34, 56, minus 67, minus 8, something like 81, and say some 9, some 0, some 23, and minus 56. So what is happening? Cannot convert into commas, you need to enter. Comma you need to enter first. So we entered something wrong. So we need to, the values must be separated by what? Comma. Separated by comma. We need to enter separated by comma. Code is written with a separation. So here you need to separated by comma. We need to read the message properly. So here I will write it like this. Here I am writing like this. Here I am writing. All the values must be written like this. So here like this. What I got it? 10.0 square root, 20 square root, 56 square root. We are getting everything 81 square root, 9 like this, 23 we are getting. If you want, you can go for what? Any rounding if you want, you can also do like this. What I will do? Here I will say round off. I'll write it comma what? 2. 2. So I can take up this data. I can take up this data. Same thing. Try to take up this entire data. Try to run again. Here I am writing. So you'll be getting the values with what? Rounding up to decimal places. Suppose I want to print this data in a tabular format. Given number and then SQRT value. SQRT value. Their given number is 10. Square root value is 3.16. 3.16. Given number is called what here? 20. See, I'm entering negative numbers also. Negative numbers I'm not using. I'm just segregating those values. Next to 20. 20 square root is what? 4.47. Like that next term, this value minus 34 not coming. 56 is 7.48. Like that in a tabular format I printed. Did I explain any word called zip for you? Zip. Did I explain? No. So no problem coming to the practical environment. Zip you come. Zip. When you go to the shop, when you buy 20 items, where do you keep it? Bag. After putting in the bag, what you will do? You will keep a zip. That means you will zip means for compressing everything into single object. Similarly, look at LST1 is equal to LST1 is equal to 10, 20, 30. 10, 20, 30. LST2 is equal to something like RS, something like TR, something like JH. This is my list. Now I want to print. Carefully observe students. This is my list of values. I want to print 10, 20, 30. 10, 20, 30. These are called what? List of what? Numbers. And I want to print what? RS. Next is called what? TR. Next I want to print JH. Like this I want to print. Like this I want to print. I want to print like this. I think you are following me. How to print this data? For this I will use zipping. So I will do what? Zip off. There is a function name called zip off. Zip off. I will write it what? LST1 comma LST1 comma LST2. LST1 comma LST2. There I am going to write it. Once you write zip, this I am writing Z. Some variable name left side. Z is going to contain the data like this. It will be compressed like that. How it is compressed? First value of LST1, first value of LST2 is one entry. Second value of LST1, second value of LST2 is another entry. Third value of one LST1, third value of another one, which is called one more entry. This entire thing is pointed by what? Z. So Z is called one compressed object. How to get these entries? Now I'll write a for loop. How do I write a for loop? For I will take it. For variable name, I will write it. Variable name. In where? Z. So Z is containing how many entries? Two entries are there. First entry contains two entries. Second entry contains what? Two entries. Third entry contains what? Two entries. That first entry contains two values. I'll say V1 comma what I will do? V2. I will print off V1 comma V2. I will print it. Are you following me? V1 comma V2 I will print it. So that it will print a 10 RS first time. Second value of this one is called this. But first thing 20 and TR, 20 and TR. Next third value will be here 30 and JH. 30 and JH is printed. I think you are understanding the meaning of what? These kind of entries. So I think this is more clear about it. Now I'm writing Z is equal to zip of LST1 comma what? LST2. LST2. What is this Z object? Z type of what? Z, which is called class zip. Class zip. Now I want to get this data. If you print this Z, which is not going to print the data, which is not going to print the data, how do you print now? For V1, for V in Z, if you write it, print of V you say, which is going to print what like this. Tuple wise, it is going to be printed. I want to get the data into what? Separating. How do you do that? For V1 comma what? V2. In where? Z. Print of what? V1 comma what? V2. So it is going to print the data. What happens? Okay. Do separately now. Execute. That is exceeding the data. Okay. Now do this. Now do this. Z off. Zip off. Now you come to the for loop. Now you come to the for loop. V1 comma V2. You execute it. Now see the data. Are you getting or not? Like this, you need to get it. Are you following me? In place of doing like that, directly also you can do. LST1, here I will write it. LST2, you take it. LST2, you take it. LST2. Yes. Now I'll write it directly for x comma y in where? Zip of what? LST1 comma LST2, LST2, print of what? X comma Y, directly X comma Y. So it is going to be like this. Are you following? And some of the precautionary points are, it's not only one object student. Look at LST1, LST2, LST2, LST3, I will write it. So 5.6, 7.8, 5.9. This is the values we have. How many values I am having? 3. All of them are equal in length, 3, 3 only for x comma y comma z in zip of LST1 comma LST2 comma LST3. So there I'm going to get students x comma y comma z. So I'm going to get the data. Is it clear? This is the data what we got it. Getting or not getting? So this is the data. Equal values must be there. For example, go to this once again. LST1, LST2, LST2, LST3, LST3 you take it. Here I am having only two values. If I take it, if I take it like this, it will take only first two values. Equal values only it will consider. Equal values only it will consider. Zipping will be done equal values only. Unequal values will not be zipped. 30 and JH will not be displayed. So it is going to display only equal values. Did you understand? So, sir, how do you make the other person no CGPA, for example, for JH? So you can add what? 0.0 you can add. How to do it in the programmatical, I will be telling in the class. Is it clear? So today I will go to what? Zipping. What is the zipping mechanism? Print of 50. I will write it. What is this now? Given value, given value. I'll write backslash t. What is this now? Square root value. Square root value, I'm going to take it. There I'm going to write it. So here I'm going to take up. What is this now? For val1 comma val2 in zip of what? Here I'm going to get it. SQRT values directly available. SQRT values directly available. Which type it is? Which type it is? Come on. SQRT values. There I'm using zip mechanism. Zip mechanism I'm not using here. Just remember, in next level I will use it. SQRT vals dot what? Items. Items. And what we will do now? Print of what? Backslash t, backslash t, backslash t dot format of what? Val1 comma what? Val2. Val1 comma val2. Execute it and try to run this code. So here I am writing some value called -4, -5, 81, 9, something like -6, some 5, some 2, some 3, -9, and -12, comma. Okay, commas you need to give. Okay, by mistake I'm forgetting. Comma you need to give students. So you need to give commas. So you need to give commas. So commas. Take care about these commas. So comma you give, comma you need to give. Something like 0 you give. So what is happening? The positive values only you are getting what? Square root value. Are you following me? So I'm using, this is coming in the form of dictionary they are coming. Dictionary they are coming. I hope you are getting it. Getting up? Right. This is what I'm using. Items function I am using it. Suppose you want to go for what? Which concept I want to use? List comprehension, for example, to tell you the zip meaning for you. So here, list comprehension 3.py, 3.py. There I am writing it. Take the same example, carry this entire example. Here I will take it. Here I am writing. First I will do this thing separated by space. Separated by space. First read the values. Remove this entire stuff. What is this now? Values. Original values. O vals is equal to, come on, fast. Float of value for value in in input of dot what split off. If if input float of value greater than 0. So I got which values? Which values I got it? Original values I got it. SQRT values I'm going to get it. SQRT values is equal to, again I'm using comprehension only. What is this now? Float of value star what? 0.5 for value in where? Ovals. Ovals. Are you following me? From value I'm getting from ovals SQRT value. So two values are there. Original values are there plus what? SQRT values. In this case, I will write it what? Chip of what is this now? Ovals, comma SQRT vals. SQRT vals. Print the same data. Simple. Get that answer. 1020, 1020 minus 3 minus 3 minus 4 minus 5 3 and then 2 0 minus 12 and say some and 8 some 9 and say minus 45 1 0. So you got it. What are the values we got it? These are the values we got it. If you want to make it as 2 digits, you can go to what now? Value. I say here what round off. Here only I will go for what is this? Round off. Val comma what? 2. Beautiful. Try to run this data. The same values you take it. Try to run this data. Say enter this data. Got it. To decimal places truncated. Are you following me? Right. If you come to the class by taking books and keeping the books and come to the class, programming will not come. You have to practice. After going to home, you have to practice without seeing the notes. So on every example, so many number of examples we are teaching. Take any student and ask what is the comprehension meaning. Totally out of order. Are you following me? Right. Now I want to go for what? I want to go for what next? I want to decide numbers are prime or not. I want to decide. Numbers are prime or not. Write down. Write a Python program. Write a Python program. This is the written test question. Write a Python program which will which will which will decide which will decide which will decide number is prime or not, which will decide the number is prime or not from list of numbers, from list of numbers, from list of numbers. By using list comprehension, by using list comprehension, without using list comprehension is dead easy. Already we did by using list comprehension. How do you do it? That is the logic here. Very simple. Now go. See this now. Here I am writing list comprehension example 3. List comprehension. Comprehension example 3.py. Okay. 4. 4.py. Okay. 4.py. Program for deciding whether the number is whether the given number is hmm, prime or not from list of numbers, from list of numbers. Okay, start here. First get the list of numbers or not? Yes, I want to get the numbers up to what? Positive numbers only I want to get it. From where 2 onwards I will get it. 1, no, 0, negative numbers I don't want to get. First, tell me the logic. Hmm. Udbhavulu, enter list of values separated by space. Separated by space, any symbol you take it. What is this now? Vals is equal to, I say, int of val for val in input of dot split of if int of val greater than equal to 2 or greater than 1. 1 not allowed, 0 not allowed, negative numbers not allowed. That values only it will be coming. Are you following me? Int of val. Like that. Okay. With that values are coming. Print of what? Vals. Just a testing. Testing. Enter the value. What is happening? For value in. For value in. For value in. Enter the values 10, 21, some 5, 3, some 17, some 19, some 27, some something like 33, some 31, like that. So you got it what? This values. All values are okay. Now I will enter, run it once again. I'll say here, some of them are negative. Some of them are negative. Some of them are negative. I will take it as what? 0, some 1, some 2, like that. What are the numbers are coming? Negative numbers are not there. Everything is positive numbers. Okay, perfect. That type of thing, after getting the values, that values I'm going to send to the, this is called writing here. Values are available. I'm just taking under main program. Main program. Okay. Next I want to go for primes. Primes. Only primes I want. Come on. What are the primes? There I'm going to take up. Here I'm going to write it for, come on, value in vals. Vals. If I need to write the beautiful logic over there. That logic is not a one line logic, it is containing multiple lines logic. What I will do is decide prime, decide prime, decide prime returns true, decide prime returns true when it is a prime, decide prime returns false when it is not prime. If it is true, that you will go to this place. And what is the value from vals is a int type. That I am going to pass it. Val. Beautiful. So I am not using test condition here. I am using functional level Boolean value returning. That is specialty here. So here I am writing what? Simply, if this is returning true, it is going to return the value. If it is returning true, then this will go to this place. If it is returning false, it will go to for loop only. There I will write the function. What is my function? Def. What is the function name? Decide what? Prime. Of what here? Val. Of val. I need to write the logic. What is the logic? మీకు ఏమన్నా గుర్తుంటే ఏమన్నా కొద్దిగా ట్రూ if true for I in range of 2 comma val 2 comma val if val percentage 2 is equal to 0, now I will say res is equal to false and say break. Finally I'm going to return res. Res is going to be either true or false. This logic I was already explained in my classes. I need not to explain again. So I don't explain also because I already explained it. Let us print what? Here I am writing. Here I am writing list of what? Primes. List of what? Primes. List of primes. I'm going to print of what? Primes. Primes. Here I am writing print of what? Come on, I will print list of given values. list of given values. There I will write it. Dot format of what? I will write it. Here I am writing vals. Vals. Beautiful. There I am going to write it. There I am going to write it. Run this. So go to the place, enter 5, 3, 12, 9, -5, -11, 0, 1, some 34, some 23, some 13, and some 17, some minus value. I will write it -13 and say some 2 like this. I entered. What are the numbers are coming? List of primes. List of primes. So, are you following me? This is called, what are these values are called? Primes. These are called primes. These are called primes. So perfect. So we got the answer here. These are the list of numbers, list of primes. You enter 12 and -3 and say something like 14 and say something like, -5, 1 and 0 and say 16. I'm getting list of primes, nothing. List of primes, nothing. I'll say 2 and 5 and -12 and say 7, 9, -34 and got it. List of primes. Are you getting it? This is the way you need to get it. Are you following me? So I am looking for, see what I am doing in the test condition. I am not only using what? I am not only using test condition like a greater than b, a less than c, like that. I am using function related boolean value also I am taking. Function related boolean value also I am taking. Understand? So if res is equal to what? 1, 1 is called what? True, 0. ఇట్లా కూడా చేసుకోవచ్చు. Once you know the subject, you can do everything. Some 12, some 13, some -4, some 9, -34, 89, and 27, some 1, and something like -15, and say something like 5. So you are getting what? Times. Getting or not? Once we know subject, 1 means what? Non-zero, true. 0 means it is called false. Once you know subject, you can comb any way. If you don't know any subject, ring road, bypass road only. ఏమి రాదు. అకాడమిక్స్ అయిపోతుంది. ఇది హెడ్, హెవీ హెడ్ టు ద పేరెంట్స్ బ్రెయిన్, ఎస్పెషలీ బాయ్స్. అర్థమవుతుందా? అండర్స్టూడ్? రైట్. సో ఆన్లైన్ స్టూడెంట్స్, I hope you are following me. Now I will go for same thing. I am going to expect like this. What is my expectation? Suppose the values are coming 10, 13, some 12, and 9, and 5, and then 7, like this. What I am expecting, I want to print 10 not prime. ఇలా కావాలనుకుంటున్నా నేను. Not prime. Next is called 13 prime. I want to print like this. Next 12 not prime. I want to print like this. Next is called what? 9. What is a 9? Not prime. Not prime. Next 5 prime. Next value 7. What is this now? Prime. Like that I want to print. Like that I want to print. Will you print it? Will you print? మొదలు పలకండి. Will you print it? Nine is very good. Where is the 9 is a prime? So go to the place. Here output I will see. 9 is a prime. That should not come. So what is this now? RES. Here it is RES is going to 9, it is printing. Result is what? 0. Result is 0. What is happening? Here in this case, return 0. When it is returning 0, yes, I, you need to use I. ఇది కొత్తది కాదు బాబు. ఇట్స్ ఓల్డ్ ఓన్లీ. When you go to our logics, where is that? For loop, if you go by mistake, I wrote what? 2 I wrote it. Actually, you need to go for loops. Which loop I said I don't know. Prime number example, 1 and all those things. You look at, I wrote it what? I. చూసుకోండి అక్కడ. I. By mistake, I wrote as what? 2. So you have to write what? I. Perfect. You take this data, మళ్ళీ తీసుకుంటాను ఆ data. So that will be coming out. Execute, enter this data. So it is going to be like that. Logic. Logic. So enter whatever you like it. This you need to write I, not percentage 2, not percentage 2. So I need to get it what? Prime and not prime. This type of implementation I want. Okay, right on. Write a Python program. Write a Python program which will implement the following. Which will implement the following. Which will implement the following. Which will implement the following by using list comprehension. By using list comprehension. Take it. Write down. Write as it is like this. Given values. Given values is equal to expected output. Expected output. Expected output. ఇలా ప్రింట్ చేయాలి. I want the answer like this. Input this is. Given input values. Expected output to be like that. I want to print like that. Will you do it? Simple. With what concept? Dict comprehension, you use it. Use dict comprehension. In the bracket, use dict comprehension. Use dict comprehension. Use dict comprehension. Okay. So this is about concept of what? Comprehension technique. So I will post these notes for you and follow it. And tomorrow class, I'll go for which concept? Anonymous or lambda functions, I will go for it. Anonymous or lambda functions, I will go for it. Very, very important again. So every day is the most important. Don't miss it. Thank you. Carry on. Online students, if any doubts are there, you hold on. I'll clarify.